Hey folks, welcome to the HireMyVA Team and Business Building Podcast, where we help you to reclaim your freedom through hiring and thriving with virtual assistants without breaking the bank. And that means your bank. And I'm Dave Braun. I'm here with Larry Broughton, who's my partner in all things coaching, fantastic business mentor, helps coach me in life, business, everything. And of course, the most important thing is walking with me as a brother through life.
Hey, handsome Dave. How are you?
Doing fantastic, like normal.
Good. It's been a busy week.
Oh, already. Yeah.
Nutty.
Packing it all in. You're traveling here soon, right?
I'm on a plane tomorrow. Yeah,
be
gone all week. Heading to Tampa, speaking at an event there, then heading to look at some of our hotels. So big week. Big week on the road.
Well, we wish you travel mercies.
Yay. I'll take it. All right. Handsome Dave, let's jump into this. We have an interesting topic, continuation of a series we're doing.
Yeah, I think this is the last one. So here it is. The question is, how do I pick a project management tool that I want to try out?
Right. So we've been talking about project management tools. The idea here is to help us all find a little bit more freedom in our business. And we do this by finding tools that actually help us become more efficient in our communication style, keeping track of communication, projects, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I think this is going to be the last in this series. In the first episode, which is episode 79, and we'll put a card up here along the top somewhere, we talked about why you should actually use a project management tool. And we gave you several reasons there. The next episode, which was episode 80, we talked about tools that we use or have used or that we recommend to clients. Episode 81, which was the last one, I think is pretty important, Dave. We talked about how to actually evaluate project management tools, because some of the tools that we have used in the past are no longer around. Some of the tools that are on the list weren't around 5 years ago, and some of these might not be around 5 years from now. And so what we're trying to do is give you the tool so that you can evaluate these on your own moving forward, so you're not just relied on some knucklehead named Larry saying you should use this tool. Find one that actually works for you and brings freedom to you and your business. And so today's final installment of this series, which is, I guess, number 82, if I'm doing my math right, we're going to talk about how you can actually pick a project management tool, or several, or a couple. We use a handful in the organization, or a couple. And after this, you're going to be able to identify which tools that you ought to be trying out for yourself.
Yeah.
So, Dave, you are the resident expert on this stuff. As you know, I am what they call resistant to these types of tools, right? So I'm going to let you lead this one as well. So let's get going on this.
Okay. Well, how to pick a project management tool?
Yeah,
well, we've got like 8 of these things, so we'll just rattle them off pretty quick.
Okay.
But so how to pick a project management tool? Number one, and last episode we talked about Captain Obvious. Well, Captain Obvious is making a return appearance.
Good.
And so number one, make sure you have your evaluation criteria set up. Now, it may not be that obvious, but we talked about that in episode 1, as Larry said. Make sure you have your evaluation criteria set up, because otherwise you're going to be like, oh, that tool like looks pretty, or it's free, or whatever. Right. And you may make a wrong decision based upon something that's not important to you.
That's right. So this is why it's important to do these free trials that all these programs offer. Okay. So first, here's what I'm looking for. Here are the benefits that I must have, like non-negotiables and negotiables. All right. The benefits, not features necessarily, but benefits. Right. And then go try the tool, make your evaluation. Does this fit what I need?
Right. And
make sure it's the people that are evaluating this are those ones that are going to be most impacted, and the users are going to actually be using it. You don't want me, Larry, to go in and do an evaluation on a project management tool.
And that's a really good point. And it's actually not on our list. We talk about trying it out with at least another team member, but what you're going to have happen, depending upon the size of your company, is you may have, the people may fall into 3 camps. One camp will be like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's try a new tool because I know there's going to be advantages. They're first adopters and all that.
Yep.
Some are like, oh, let me sit back and wait and see how if it's successful or not. And then the third category would be people are like, they just hate change and are going to resist you all the way. Right. So make sure you understand who you're going to have to try to sell all this stuff to.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, good.
So Larry, why don't you take us through number 2?
Well, listen, this is where I get excited about this stuff because it's all about business. And so it's all about numbers, what's measurable, right? So let's make sure that you really, depending on who you are in the organization, you may not be the business owner, make sure that you have a clear idea of what your budget is for this. Some tools are all encompassing and it's really easy to understand. It's a flat monthly fee, but most of them, once you get beyond the really basic stage, they charge based on the number of people, the number of users, the number of desks, as some of them call them, that are actually using the tool. So here's just a tidbit, okay, as you move forward, if someone gives you the task, hey, let's say that I'm the CEO or the owner of the company, I say, hey, Dave, go find a project management tool for us. One of the early questions ought to be, do we have a budget for this?
Yes.
What's the budget I should be looking for? Okay, so decide on your budget.
Yeah, and as part of that budget, you've got to, especially with these tools, because a lot of them charge by the person, you've got to ask, well, or know how many people are going to be using it, and of course and at what level. A lot of the tools, they allow you to invite clients in, and most of the time you can get clients in for free. They don't charge an extra seat, so to speak, for that.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, let's jump to the third one in our list, and we kind of added one in there earlier. But number 3 is you want to ask the community, our Victory HireMyVA community, which ones they use and why. Yeah. Okay. Now you could combine this with what we talked about before in our evaluation episode, the previous episode, but you probably don't have to do that yet. But ask what people are using and, why they're using it, and probably ask how, and ask what they like, what they don't like. And, and would they make that same decision again? Because what happens, Larry, and it happened with us, is you've got so much stuff in your current project management tool that it's like, oh, it's just, even with all the deficiencies it has, it's so painful to move to a new one that you'll just stick with it. So ask them that question: is would they choose that tool again if they had to, a choice?
Well, this is the benefit of belonging to the community, because you can get actually personalized, a real person where you can have a conversation about it. Because another way to do this is to read online reviews and comments about what they're saying. But that's oftentimes a one-way, not oftentimes, it is, hey, here's what my experience was. It's in a couple of sentences or a paragraph. And frankly, it's so hard to tell nowadays about what reviews are real and what aren't. This is why it's great to be part of a community. But the next step is, absolutely read the online reviews. I mean, I was looking at trying to buy a product today in a department store. And I said, well, let me go look at the online reviews first before I buy it here, right? So it's just a quick snapshot of, is the product does the product provide the service and the freedom that's promised on the front end? Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about the reviews a little bit and looking at comments and all that, right? So I think the 5th one is, after you've done some of that work, take your evaluation sheet, the thing that you've been working on. We talked about that in the previous episode, but update it. Okay. So, because there's going to be some new information. There may be some new applications that people have tried that's like, oh yeah, I want to do that. Oh, that's really, really important. Or I see how that's going to make me more productive, right? So take your evaluation sheet and update it. Okay. Then at this point, once you've done that, you've really got to decide the top 2 or 3 of them that you want to try. I wouldn't go more than that, because otherwise you're going to get really confused, and you won't be able to put in the requisite time to try them out and really see if they're going to work for you.
Well, this is the time, Dave, where it shouldn't just be you that has been tasked with finding this thing. Now you start getting other people involved in the organization to try these out with you, right?
Yes.
Make sure you've got other team members, key stakeholders who are going to be using this, actually trying out the free, what do you call them? Trials, trial version of this, right? You got to try them yourself. You got to try the tools. You got to really push the envelope. See, do these features and benefits really resonate with me and the people that are going to actually be using the tool? Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And, Larry, the kind of trials that I like are the ones that allow you to get all of the features for like 2 weeks or a week or 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the trials where they say, hey, sign up for free forever, but you only get 2 or 3 features. If you want to get some of the other ones, then you got to start paying.
Yeah.
It could be worth. I mean, the project management system that you're going to use is going to be really central and important to your business. If you have to extend a trial or pay for a trial, it could be worth it.
Yeah, well, this is where, the power of social media, our communities are so important, right? Because if it is one of those things where it's a kind of a limited trial, you can always go and say, raise your hand. Hey, has anyone else tried this project management tool, and get their feedback?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the next recommendation that we have to pick is, you may, before paying for something, you may want to say, well, let me just try some of the free tools or a combo of different tools to let me start getting my feet wet in the project management world. Right.
Yeah,
and we talked about those before in episode 80, wasn't it? We talked about Google Drive, the Google tools. We talked about Slack and Trello. They have some good free levels that do a lot for you. But, and we have some clients that use those and rely on them, and that's all that they do. But there's a warning there. The warning is that free tools may not always be free.
Yeah, that's right.
At any time, they can say, well, we're going to start charging per user. And you just have to anticipate that. And that's okay. And maybe you do that. You just have to anticipate that that's going to happen.
Yeah, but no matter what you do, Dave, and this is one of my problems with anything, is my schedule is packed so full.
Yeah.
I don't even have time to try this stuff out, right? And so be serious about this. If you're trying to find a new project management tool, make sure that you actually schedule time for a couple of weeks where you can actually go through the entire suite of services and see how do they actually work. Do they work as promised? So if you got if you sign up for, let's say it's 2 free weeks, right? But you're going on vacation tomorrow and you're gonna be gone for a week, and then you've got some other deadline the week that you get back, you've just lost that opportunity for those 2 free weeks. Schedule margin to try this stuff out, because using any new tool, you're not going to be as efficient or proficient as you would with a tool that you're already used to using. Schedule the margin, do it right.
Yeah. And there is, and that is so important to schedule it and do it right, because Larry, you are, spending that time now, but you're going to be multiplying that time, because the time you spend now choosing the right tool for you is going to save you so much time later on.
The whole idea is to find freedom, right? Yeah, freedom takes investment.
Yeah. Right. And then one last pointer that I wanted to make is you can maybe accelerate how you evaluate, because you can get a demo. Some of them have demos. Now there's 2 different ways you can get demos. One, of course, is you can get a demo from, the people that are at the company, and then maybe they'll have a free webinar you can go on and such. Those are great because these are people that are used to using the tool. They've seen a lot of customers or their clients use the tools, so they can point out some really good features. That's really good. The downside, of course, is that they don't tell you the negative stuff. Yeah. So it would make sense then, if you can, get a demo from someone in the community that'd be happy to do it. I've done that for several folks, showing them around Basecamp, around Nifty, Slack, Trello, and all that. Given people in our community a quick demo. Yeah. So that's kind of unbiased, so to speak, right? So that's another type of a demo you could get.
I do like that idea, Dave, where if you've got someone from the company who's given the demo, what that does allow you to do is to see what the fullest capacity of this thing is. I mean, we all got iPhones, but no one ever uses it to its fullest capacity, because no one ever reads the manual anymore, right? So that's the thing. I do like asking the question, though, whenever I'm giving a demo on anything, whether it's a new elevator service contract or whatever, to go and ask them directly, What's the biggest complaint you get? What's the most frequently received job card or problem with this, product?
That's a great question
that you're pitching to me. How, right? I mean, so don't be afraid to get your salespeople, your demo people off script.
Right.
Right. You're the one who's going to be investing in this. Okay. So.
Yeah. And most of the time when they do demos, they'll welcome questions and stuff. Right. Or you run a webinar, they'll have some question and a Q&A session at the end. Right. Yeah. And here is the time where it's important for you to have your evaluation sheet done. Sure. In other words, you've got your list of features. And if you're tracking along the way when they're doing a demo, and if there's something in there that they haven't gone over, you check it off and then say, okay, I better make sure I ask that question. And at the end, you ask them a question. Well, how does it do this? Right. So that way you get all of your evaluation stuff done pretty well up front, and you'll have a good kickstart when you're really trying to evaluate.
Yeah, Dave, I'm glad that we did this. I was a little bit reticent about doing multiple episodes on this topic, but I'm really glad that we did. And so let's make sure, Dave and Daphne, that in the comments or the show notes of this episode, that we have links to episodes 79, 80, 81, yes. So that people can very quickly click through and see those other episodes. Yeah. Our goal here is to get you more freedom. Okay. And I think that this is one of those actual, what am I trying to say here? Actionable items.
Yes.
That can really help you.
Yep. I agree. Okay. Well, it's fun putting this whole series together, Larry.
Yeah. Well, you're a smart guy. You like this kind of thing.
And so are you, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Everybody, let's wrap this up. So thank you everybody for joining us. And remember, building a team is the way to reclaim your freedom, and we're here to help you. Again, as we've mentioned before, we really would love for you to do a few things for us. So number one, subscribe to the podcast, the YouTube videos. If you haven't already done so, please do that for us. Number two, make a comment, give us a rating, tell us your experience with project management tools. Yeah. Do that. We'd really, really appreciate that. Put that in the comments and we'll respond. We want to engage with you. And then number three, of course, go to HireMyVA.com for more information on our course community and our upcoming, if it's not already done, by the time you hear this, our white glove service, where we will actually find a strong, awesome rock star VA for you, for your business or your company.
That's right. Hey, we're trying to help you find freedom. I can't say it enough. And for leaders, entrepreneurs, and high achievers, in my book, these are the rock stars of our society. Government will not save our bacon. But to do that, we've got to go out and do something significant. So go do something significant today, my friends. God bless you. God keep you. God hold you. All right, go get them.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. See ya.